All right, people. I got the peoples in here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't calling them no co-host or no host. I'm calling them peoples. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so we're gonna talk about this friends. We're gonna talk about let's see, how could I put it? Is it okay to go on a date, or I'm sorry, is it okay to be friends with your ex while you're talking or trying to get into a relationship with somebody else? So they're doing a backstory on these two couples. Well, I ain't gonna call them couples, but we're gonna see how they ended up together, and then we're gonna see the follow up. So we gonna have a lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and get to see how these two, Jeremiah and I don't know the other chick's name, and whatever her name is, off of pop.
Bree.
Oh, Bree. Okay, Jeremiah and Bree off of Pop the Balloon. We're gonna see how they got together, and then we're gonna see the follow up. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on. So let's get to it. If y'all have anything to say, y'all already know to raise your hand. I'm probably not gonna do much commenting on this part, but let's get to it.
Let's go ahead and bring out our next single guy. Hello, welcome. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Jeremy.
Jeremy, how old are you?
I'm 34.
And what do you do?
I'm an operations manager for a global logistics company.
Okay.
Let me just say this real quick, man. What the hell? Why that dude got like an onion head? Like, what's that piece of thing on the top? Is that a try to make a ponytail? Is that what that's supposed
I
to
don't
be?
know, but his in the other follow up, his hair looked nice.
Yeah.
He looked much better in the follow up. I was like, what is going on?
All righty. So, oh, man bun, I guess. All right. I thought
That's
first.
a
I thought,
man piglet, a little piglet tail.
yeah, I had to do a close up because at first I thought he had a wave cap on. But let's go ahead and continue.
Okay, very cool. What are some things you like to do for fun?
I'm a musician. I'm a writer, a songwriter,
Okay,
poet, author, and coach.
very nice. Now, what are some things you look for in a woman?
Honest women.
Okay.
It's number one. It's hard to find these days. A woman that has a relationship with her spiritual father.
Okay.
And my interpretation of that is God. A woman that knows what she wants and that's focused on her goals.
Okay. Now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breakers are lack of accountability, are women that don't communicate with men well. So if
Okay.
you have like dad issues or you got a reckless mouth, it's probably not gonna work.
Okay.
And I hate to say this, but like the last one, I hate to have to say this, is hygiene.
Hygiene. Okay.
Yeah.
It's your preference. All right. So we have no pop balloons. So you're doing well. So what that means, I'm going to actually go ahead and switch it on over to you.
Okay.
So for the first round, I am going to have you pop two balloons based off of what you're seeing so far. Who doesn't really fall into your type, whatever it may be. So let me hand you a pick.
Can I ask a question or do I gotta just
Nah,
pop?
not this round. Next round.
This is tough.
I know. Okay, and one more. All right. Let's start with the first one.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a little bit shocked that he popped that girl balloon, the first one. I was a little bit shocked.
Why?
Nah, she thick though. You know what I'm saying? But I guess we'll get to it. We'll
She
find out.
said,
She thick though. You know what I'm saying? She got a little piece behind there. You know what I'm saying? She got some tatas at the front. I like that.
But
You know
they
what I'm saying?
kept saying she's old, and I think she's fat too. But they kept saying she looked old in the face.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, I didn't see the
Man,
whole episode.
why you keep calling overweight women thick, man? Why you keep doing that?
Yo, relax. I didn't
"Cause he
ask for all
from
that.
down south."
I didn't ask for all that, man.
And
I like. Oh my
Slim
goodness.
says that he's a skinny guy that doesn't like big girls, but every time we watch this show, he's always like saying the big girls are thicker.
Nah, but she got a nice shape though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she can carry me whenever I don't feel like walking. I could even walk her. I mean, I could even ride her back. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and continue.
No.
First one you ended up popping. Okay, if we can have your name and age.
My name is Miriam and I'm 34.
And Miriam, why did you have your balloon unpopped?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
I think I was zoned out.
Oh.
I was no, seriously. I think I just wanted to hear more, but I also couldn't hear him as much. But yeah, I just wanted to hear more.
Okay. So is he someone that is your type?
No, yeah.
Okay. What makes him not your type?
He's too slim, and just I think the hair. I just don't feel like braids is like something for an older guy in his 30s. Just my opinion. And when you first came out, I'm an appearance person. I think it was like your bottom teeth, and I'm just big on teeth as well.
I understand.
So I mean, that really was just it, and yeah.
All right. So is Miriam's. I know you ended up popping her balloon. Why'd you end up popping hers?
Not really my type.
I got you.
It seems, I mean, you're 34. I didn't see that, but I thought she was a little bit older, and so that's kind of why I popped. But
Okay.
Damn. All right. What's up, real?
She definitely does not look like 34. I don't even know why that. If that's what they're saying, then I think they're justified. She doesn't look 34. That's nuts. I wouldn't say she looks old, but she doesn't look 34. When women say I'm a parents person, like, are they ready for the criticism? Like they're gonna get like the feedback? Like I just always, because it seems to me like she doesn't take good care of herself, and she's saying that she's big on like physical appearance. So I'm just wondering like when you make that statement, because this is the first time, no, this is the second time I've heard a woman say that. Like I'm big on looks. I know looks matter, but I never heard someone lead with I'm big on looks, and then they always seem to be overweight or they have blemishes and weird stuff going on with their body. So I don't understand this whole. And I already said this before. You go look this up. Most people, their bottom row is going to be crooked. That's just most people. That's just, if anything, your bottom row. I mean, I'm perfect, so that's why I don't have that issue. But
This
most of
nigga
you
here.
normal human beings will have crooked bottom teeth. So continue.
What? Go ahead, Taya, please.
I think that I think she has the right to say that she's big on appearance because I think that she was I think from looking at this and other men's responses to her, like rejecting her, I think she was surprised. And just like Slim said, he's surprised. So I think that she may get the attention that that pretty much affords her the right to say that. That's what I think.
Are you
That's
saying
because
that
I think
because
that she's
black
shocked.
men
I,
like overweight women, that's why she gets to say
Yeah.
that?
I mean, if that, well, I don't know her. I don't know her race of men, but that she's dated. But I will say that I think that she gets afforded the opportunity to lead like that. Someone told her she was cute, so
I don't think she. I don't. I don't. I didn't. Well, again, I didn't go through the whole episode, so I. But she doesn't look bad now. I guess she does. She does look old now that I know her age. She does look older than 34. I don't. She don't look. She look a little bit older than 34. But only
hmm
thing when she said appearance because she says he's slim, and that's kind of odd because women her size usually like slim men. So I thought that was kind of odd that she said that. That's just my opinion. And he don't look like he got no corn. She said cornrows or braids. That's what she said he got.
yeah, in the front of his head, there's a braid that
Oh,
leads to that little doodoo ball.
oh.
What does that mean though? I hear a lot of women say that now. Like they don't like men with cornrows and braids.
That shit
Are
is
we?
that shit is weird. Like you don't think it's weird to say? No offense to anybody that has cornrows or braids, but there was a woman that was on another show like
What's up,
this
General?
that said that where she's from, the state that she is, she says she's tired of the older men in their 40s trying to get dreads and cornrows. And the first two people that I thought of when she said that was Trolla and Moses. It's like she said it's like they're trying to prove something that it can still hang with the younger men. Me personally, I and it's just funny that this was like a few months ago where like it was on the Pop the Balloon. She's like, I think it's where she's from. That's common. I don't know where she was from though, but I just think that you outgrow now dreads. I don't see nothing wrong with dreads, but cornrows and I don't know why I don't get that. That's one thing I just maybe it's just
I
me. I don't think it could.
disagree. I don't understand why when it comes to black hairstyles we have age limits on them. Y'all act like he wearing barrettes and ballies or something. I don't get why it's an age limit on hair, especially cornrows. Um, Back in the day, everybody wore a fro.
What's the
Every age
braids that go
group.
straight back in the line? Like they're like
That's cornrows.
they're all going back.
That's
Okay,
cornrows.
that's cornrows. Yeah,
Yeah.
that should look okay. That looks that to me is like I don't know. I just feel like younger guys get that.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't know.
I feel the same.
Unless you're Samoan or
Yeah, I feel the same
Native
way.
American.
Okay,
I feel the same
what
way
the
about
hell?
corn. I feel the same way about cornrows too. But I mean, like dreads, I don't.
Samoan.
Yeah, with dreads, I don't have a. You know
Yeah, I
that
don't
that's
agree with
cool.
that.
But I know a lot of people in my family in Trinidad. They have a lot of them have dreads. But yeah, cornrows look a little bit
Yeah, a lot of
crazy.
my uncles they all have dreads too. They have like long hair, and their sons have dreads too,
Your white
right?
uncles?
That's nuts. Obviously, I'm talking about my Ethiopian uncles. I'm not talking about that's nuts. It's crazy. Let me go back on mute, man.
Anybody else? All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then you did pop one more. Let's go over here. Your name and age.
Deja Marie, 33.
And Deja Marie, why did you have your balloon unpopped?
I just wanted to hear you talk a little bit more to see what you were about.
So is he someone that's your type?
Typically not, but I was still wanting to know a little bit more.
You know, I'm gonna ask, what makes him not really your typical type?
I would say the build. I like a little bit more stocky, more like athletic. And
rough.
then you have a I love your height though.
Thank you.
I love tall guys. So I love your height. That's a plus. But typically I just like a little bit more build and then the hair.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so why did we end up popping Deja Marie's?
Kind of similar answer to you gave. It's just not usually my type. Like, I mean, you're beautiful though.
Thank you.
Yeah, no argument about that. It's just not usually what I go for. So, and I don't know if that's good or bad because here I am. So
All right, thank you. Okay.
I just noticed that, Tanya. I didn't even. I don't know why I didn't see that when I first watched this. I just noticed that both of the women were light skinned. I didn't even think about. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that because we already know who he
Yeah.
chose. But who he chose, she's light
Yeah,
skinned.
that's what I was gonna say. He did choose a mixed woman, but I thought that was interesting because I think throughout this, they're gonna be the ones like being rejected first, and I think one guy even says he pops one of their balloons. We're not gonna watch the episode, but one of them gonna say, "Well, I popped it, and because they're light skinned, I like chocolate women." And I think that's pretty interesting. I really do because just because of what society says about colorism, and when we talk about colorism,
Hmm.
we tend to say that there's a preference for lighter skin, but we keep seeing during these dating shows and stuff. There's kind of this through line that I guess melanated women are being celebrated, which is a great thing.
I think that's normal. I think dark skinned women get celebrated all the time. Just like with the men on here, the show we watched last week, all the men were like engineers and they own companies and stuff like that. And there was a role of black men. And based on that, based on the stigma that there would probably be one or two men out the lineup
So Jay Wood.
based on what people believe. But real studies show that when it comes to STEM, that black men actually have high earning jobs by the time they're 36. And all these men have very high earning jobs. So I think that what this show is showing that I noticed is something that is really going on. I honestly think it's weird when men reference color or shade of color. To me, that's just my personal opinion. I just think it's weird that I don't know.
Yeah, but it's always been like
Like a
that though.
shade matters.
It's always been like that, really. Especially even in the especially in the '90s with the rap videos, it was always a lot of light skinned women or um, or
Mm-hmm. Red
mixed,
bones,
yeah, red bone or
yellow
some, and a
bone.
lot of Hispanic women. Well, I'm not gonna even say a lot of, but there was Hispanic women, but
Are you
mostly
saying like
red bone.
men? Do you think about the shade? Like if you actually see a woman
Hmm.
that you find attractive, or and if she, like, what do you typically do you focus on the shade of the tone of skin when you think about what woman you're attracted to? Do you like, okay, she has to be dark skinned or she has to be light skinned?
Um, yes, I'll be honest with you, real. I prefer a darker
Okay.
skinned woman than a light skinned woman. I'll be honest with you. That's
Is there
just
a
Why
reason
is that?
behind it? I'm just
um.
curious. Is there a reason behind it?
Well, when I was growing up, I just and it's probably not even true, but it's just from what I saw, maybe what I felt. I felt like light skinned women used to try to put themselves up on a high pedestal compared to darker skinned women.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Now that if they probably say they never did that, but that's and they got treated a lot better. Now I
Yeah.
didn't treat them like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care, but um
What?
This is why I was very. I was. This is why, like, just from a more of a psychological standpoint, I wonder what those two women thought. I was thinking, like, damn, they probably like, huh?
thank you.
Because they kept getting rejected. So
I forgot
anyway.
the whole panel's full of dark skinned people. I'm just wondering why it's sounding like very. Just realized it. I keep thinking that mug is somebody else. I don't even try to look at that picture. But this is my thing. Um, Light skinned chicks have the same weird story about their childhood too. They're like, oh, I was picked on so much, and black chicks were snobby, and it's just like so weird to me how the story is just the same, but they
Well,
both
the
say that
thing
there's
that's different, I guess the thing that's different is that there's facts of colorism, and there's a whole society of people who benefited because of their skin color, right? And even beyond that, there's a whole society of people who actually didn't get jobs because of their skin color, so they could feel like, oh, this happened, or I received this discrimination. But the truth be told, white lighter skinned individuals in the black community definitely were parts of elitist societies that progressed. And people who were of darker skin weren't allowed to even frequent churches, weren't allowed jobs, weren't allowed a lot of things. So while they could say they felt like, they received some type of discrimination, but history doesn't lie. And there was some benefits to being mulatto and also being of lighter skin as a black person in
Right,
history.
right. To the like, and for the most part, when you listen to a lighter skinned woman tell you their experience was so bad, they're going to be referencing how they were treated by darker skinned women, not men or boys. It's always going to be how I was
Great
treated by
point.
the darker skinned woman, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily how I was treated by the black men or the darker skinned boys.
yeah. I don't think that y'all have an attitude problem though, mainly because y'all are dark skinned.
Oh
Mm-mm.
wow.
Like I was never picked on because of my complexion. I was picked on mainly because of height. But no, I actually have two very light skinned sisters who are probably that girl in the leopard complexion and maybe even lighter. And they tend to have, in my opinion, chips on their shoulders. And they believe that it's a brown skin world because they're so abnormally light skinned that they don't see the world as a light skin world. But I feel like a lot of lighter skinned women, in my opinion, are more, they have attitudes, in my opinion, than anything else. I grew up around them. My bonus mom is like, it's a bunch of light skinned women in my family. And I'm not saying that there's any, like, I'm not saying that they actually have placated to anything as far as colorism or whatever. But what I will say is they have their own set of views and perspectives of the world. But I do look at them as women with attitudes. And then coupled with their height, like, that the whole stigma of shorter women having little, attitudes as well. So, and I think it has to do with how they're treated or how they think they are treated.
All righty. Well, Mugga, did you say you already said you already because I thought you raised your hand, or did
I
you already?
already went.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah, I
right.
went already.
Okay. Let's go ahead and continue.
Okay, so for the next round, you can go ahead and ask a question now.
Cool. Do any of you have children?
Okay, I think we have one down there.
Okay.
Or
How many children?
Okay, let's go down there. Okay, let's start with your name and age.
Briante, 27.
Okay, and then I think he wanted to know, how many kids do you have?
1.
One. Okay. I was asking because that's kind of my limit. Like,
Oh, okay.
I appreciate
Just
the
one.
honesty.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. So it's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not a deal breaker. Yeah, one is my limit. So
Got it.
I appreciate
All right,
that.
let's head back. Okay, so we only have one that has a child. Any other questions?
Yeah. Why are you single?
Oh, okay. We'll still ask, and then we'll go.
Okay. All right.
Why is that?
Now, 3 balloons popped. So now I'm about to say that y'all, let me not use the word y'all, these 3 ladies show an example that women don't like to take accountability for anything. But let's see what they have to say as to why they popped their balloon. 3 of them. Not 1, but 3. Let's get to it.
Why is that a popping question? You
It's
know
the truth.
let's start here then. Your name and age, and why are you single?
My name is Misha, and I'm 27. The reason that I'm single is because I have done a really good job of figuring out what I like, and I feel like I'm at the age right now where I can date, and I do know what I want. I think my earlier years, I was having fun, figuring out everything, and now it's like kind of all keen in, I'm focused, I know what I want at this point.
You have one more unpopped. And why are you single?
I think I'm single because I tend to pick the wrong men. I do go for more of bad boys and everything you're not probably supposed to go for, but I like to take a little risk. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go out.
Before my homie say something, didn't somebody? No, I'm not going to even do that. Go ahead, Real.
I mean, I like their responses. I mean, I think that's just what it could just be. You could say that I probably didn't know what to look for, or I probably was attracted to something that wasn't necessary. I think that's something that I would respect, as far as like knowing that she is self-aware of probably an issue she had, or probably she didn't really know where she stood in as far as the dating world. I think that's a very like a realistic answer. Like I would accept that. I don't feel like I would have to like challenge that, her just keeping it real like that. I feel like that's just what most people do anyway, when they don't have a lot of identification or guidance. So I think that most people will have to go through that transition. So I like the fact that they just gave their versions of. So I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch neither one of the videos, so I'm curious to see why the other women popped the balloon.
Anybody else before I continue? All righty, let's go ahead and continue.
Go out of my elements now. So.
So we did get a few pops when you asked why are you single. Let's start right here. Your name and age and why you ended up popping.
Hi, I'm Zola Stone. I'm 31. And I popped just because, I don't know. I'm single because just being in the entertainment industry is just tough. You know, I'm a recording artist, and then.
Wait a minute, is this the same one that was on that reunion, or am I missing something? Go ahead, Real.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
And
that's
she's been
her.
on a
She's
few.
so
So
insecure.
you see the psychology, they say in Psychology 101, when someone says I don't know, that's ultimately like that's the insecurity. Like she's the problem.
Well, her answer's going to be insecure. Can we let her
Yeah,
finish?
her whole.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
she's
nothing
just
to you. I
insecure.
just wanted you to hear what she's going to
Oh,
say,
she
because
did
she's
say
going
that?
to.
Yeah, let me. Okay,
No, she's going to let her.
I'll let her
watch what she
finish.
says.
I'll let it play out. I'll let it play through.
And then I'm an
Okay.
exotic dancer on the side. Not a main thing. Kind of too old. My body hurts at this point. So it's not a every day. It's more the music side is every day, you know. But you probably won't like that. So
Okay. So you popped because you think he wouldn't like it.
it just it just like reminded me like just dating in the industry is so tough. I don't know.
So is she someone that is your type though?
Then why come on the show?
Damn, I'm
Probably
good.
not generally, but I did like your answer. So
Hell no,
I
she's a stripper.
appreciate your like authenticity. I've seen more about you than I did at that
That was
particular
you.
time. So like if we
That
met,
wasn't no
like yeah, I
fucking
would
stripper.
talk to her. Yeah,
Fuck you
absolutely.
talking about?
And you're gorgeous,
That's
by
your
the way. So
homeboy
Thank you.
XL.
No, you
The
too.
hell?
Handsome.
I tell you.
Thank you. No, you're good, girl. You popped. You popped. All right. Name and age and why you ended up
Okay.
popping your balloon.
Hi, I'm Shayna and
Can
I'm
I say
30.
something? Oh, never mind.
Go ahead.
I'll wait. I'll
Go
wait.
ahead.
I'll wait till they all get out.
Okay.
Why? I'll
All
wait
right.
till they all get out. Why?
Okay.
You are handsome. You are definitely my
But
type.
damn, I'm good.
I just did
I'm
not like the
good. I'm
question.
good.
I
And
feel like when men
even
ask
if
that
I was,
sometimes,
you play the
Go
video.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And even if I was a stripper, it's not the same when women give their bodies out like that. It's definitely not the same. I don't even know why you would say, so was I. Retract it so we can move on.
Oh, you wasn't a stripper. I'm sorry. You were an escort. My bad.
I, this is so crazy. It's just weird how
I'm sorry. That I forgot. I thought you
Man,
said.
can we
you
can
It
we
thought
doesn't
I
matter.
said that. You thought Slim. Don't do that because I know what you about to do. You about to be a nigger. Um, I never told you I was a stripper. I don't even know where you got that from because you about to say I thought you told me that. I don't even know where you got that from. Secondly, since I have to do this, black people. Secondly, I never said it was my career, like your homeboy XL, like that nigga
Right. I
gets
never
up
said it
and
was your career.
yeah.
Hmm.
Secondly, so when I say she was a stripper, you can't like to chalk it up saying so is you, is like to say that it's the same thing
Well,
if a
she's a
man does
stripper and
something
a she said a
that does.
stripper and a singer or something like that,
What do you
or
think
actor.
men
I don't
care
know.
about? A woman spreading her pussy lips and on the dance
Hey, I
floor for
mean,
money,
Cam Newton picked up a
or
stripper and he had 5 kids
he's a
by her.
multimillionaire. He doesn't see that he's a
Yeah,
multimillionaire. He can date anybody he wants, and it's not
of
going to be an
course. And
issue.
he chose a
The
stripper.
average, the average
Look at Cardi
man
B.
does not want a woman
She
that's going to
married.
preserve her
She was a
body.
stripper. She got kids. Got three,
When
three,
did
three kids by
when
one. Married.
they're trying to find something wrong. And
What
I'm
up, Black
single because
Fire?
I'm single. I haven't met the person. I just didn't like the question.
my rebuttal to that is I
Okay.
was more so asking to see if there was any accountability or self-evaluation that you were like willing to present in this conversation, any vulnerability you was willing to give me in this small space. But I can see how that can become like or seem aggressive.
And I'm a very accountable person.
I got
Every
you, Kenya.
relationship that I've been in, I've always taken the time to kind of step back and see areas that I can improve. But it just didn't work out. I just didn't like the question, but I do appreciate,
Fair enough.
and you're very handsome. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think like anybody can tell you anything though. It's kind of like I know this is another episode, but one
Mhm.
the big girl that first got her balloon popped in another episode, she talked about how she was in an abusive relationship, right? And her downfall was that she stayed too late, and I mean stayed too long, and the guy actually criticized her for that and was like, oh well, that's not really a downfall. You try to make it seem like blah 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 blah. So I think that people could say anything, right?
Mhm.
I think this question, I kind of like her answer in a sense of like she's kind of moving on because the thing is, in these situations, these are different people. Like he's not going to be the same, obviously, as the man she dated. So he could be a great communicator. She could, and the other person that she dated, could have been a horrible communicator. And so in that relationship, she could say, well, both of us didn't communicate well. What information do you get out of that? Because he said it kind of helps him. I think he said it helps him with having information like to forewarn him or something like that. But if you both are great communicators, then what is it forewarning you? If you don't have those, you don't possess those negative traits that maybe the other guy did. there's really no forewarning, right? Like I don't I don't know. I kind of like what she just said. The girl in the magenta dress. I can understand it from that perspective.
I'll speak my piece in a
I
minute.
don't
Go ahead,
like
Mugga.
I'm next.
Yeah, I said go
That
ahead.
boy can wait. Okay, so I don't like the fact that he said that he was asking the question because he wanted to see what their thoughts were on accountability, or how they you know, I guess, do they hold themselves accountable. I feel like he should have asked a better question as far as like, what do you guys think about the word accountability, or in which ways, or what's happened in your life, that what's something that happened in your life where you've had to be held, had to hold yourself accountable. I don't like the fact that he disguised it in a "why are you single" question, because that, to me, that's like a test. So if that's the test that you're doing now, how many more is to come?
Okay, so this is where the consideration is lacking on the woman's side, because they're trying to figure out, like, they're looking at it from a perspective of judgment, and not saying these two women on the panel, just saying normally women don't ask it doesn't matter if they were a bad communicator or whatever they were in the past. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. That's how men gauge. That's how we evaluate accountability, because women don't really like to take accountability in relationships. So when we hear you give an answer, we want to know that you're able to say, well, I probably didn't know what I was looking for, or something. That's what we're gauging. We're gauging on whether in a relationship that you can say, I play some role. That's what men are doing. We're not doing it to test you. That's the way we operate, because we're going to have to be leading that same person, whether she's a better communicator or she's more responsible or she's more considerate. He's going to have to be the one dealing with that if they were to get together.
Go ahead, Mugga.
So my thing is this: I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah, that's fine that you want to understand how accountable they are, but you should have asked that question. You should have asked a better question. The same way on Kendra G, where she says, "Give me three flaws," right? And some of the women say, "I don't have anything." You know what I'm saying? If he would have asked them, name a time in your life where you had to be hold yourself accountable, the women who don't hold themselves accountable, they would have had nothing to say, and the women who do, they would have had something to say. So he could have gauged that by formulating that question in a better way, and maybe he wouldn't have got all those balloons popped.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what
I
just
kind of.
happened. The two women that kept their balloons on top took accountability, and the women that didn't take accountability. That's that you just proved the point right there. That's exactly
Well,
what happened. The two women that
the
were
reason.
willing to say
No, I'm
they
talking
played a
about the
part.
people who popped their balloons because he asked, "Why are you single?" Because he wanted to gauge their accountability. I'm saying that if he really wanted to gauge their accountability, that he would have asked that question in a better way. When we talking about, you talking to women here. I'm just telling you why those women pop their balloons, why they don't like
I
that
mean,
question.
yeah, and that's not really the man's loss. That's the woman's loss. That's not, if you're looking at it in retrospect of finding a good man. That's not. So you got to understand how men operate and get over your issues with how questions are asked. I'm telling you that men ask. That's our version for why we ask the way we ask. That, I mean, that's just what it is.
But he got to learn how to communicate with women too. If he you shouldn't be asking a question because you're trying to figure something else out. You should ask that the question that you truly want to ask. Don't disguise
Right.
it in "why
I
are you
agree.
single?" Period. Like, oh, I just
He's
asked you that because I
he's the
wanted to see
guy
if you were
looking
going to
for a
take a.
woman, though.
I'm not done. I just asked you that because I wanted to see if you were going to take accountability for anything in your
That's
past
not what.
relationships. No, why don't you just ask the question? Like,
So what I was,
just give it
yeah, what
slow.
I was gonna say, because I don't know how long we're gonna watch this versus that other video, because I think it's projecting. Because we're gonna see in the other video, he doesn't take accountability for the bullshit that he really tries to put this other woman through by going on a date or going on a trip to
We're
Puerto
gonna
Rico with his ex.
wait. Hold, we're gonna
Well,
get
I
to
don't want to jump.
we're gonna get to
Okay,
that,
I don't.
Taya.
I don't
Don't
want to
worry.
jump to that. But so
Okay.
So that's what I was going to say. I feel like guys who play like little mind games where they want to actually ask you one thing, but then they want to test you with other questions. Why not just like
That's
you
not.
just said, my gut? Hold on one second. Just ask what you want to know. Like if you want to know if a woman's accountable, you can just ask that. So that's what I got from what he was saying. It wasn't because he doesn't really care about why they broke up. He wants to know, just know if she says, yeah, it was my fault too. That's really all he wants to know. And so just ask that, ask like, do you take accountability? What are your thoughts on accountability? Because the reason why I say that, and it shouldn't matter, because sometimes you might date somebody that's just fucking nuts, and if you date somebody who's crazy, you might not, you broke up because you're crazy. Maybe they're on both sides, right? Maybe you broke up with a woman because you found out she was nuts, or maybe you broke up with a man because you found out he's nuts, and you didn't play any really part in that because you cut it short. So that's all I'm saying. It's like if it's about accountability, I agree with Mugga. Just make the question around
I don't think.
accountability.
I don't
Thank you,
think he
Lady
was
Mo.
testing them. I think when men ask that question, they're legitimately. That's a question that would say that basically you're saying that I played a part in my. Obviously, we want to know the last person would probably be the person that probably has some effect on you. So when we say, "Why did you break up with your last boyfriend?" we're basically saying, "What what part did you play in your last relationship that you can look back and credit yourself to?" Like it's not a I think y'all. This is crazy.
So why
This
didn't
is
he word
how.
it that way then? Why not just say that? What role did
Why?
you play in your last breakup? Why
Because
not just say
it
that?
the context is dating though. The context is relationships. So if you say the last time I take accountability, that's a very vague statement.
No, I'm
So
saying why didn't he? No, that's not what I said. What I said was
I
what you
didn't say
just said.
you. I'm just okay.
Oh, so why didn't he word it the way that you worded it, as far as saying
I
why?
explained
What,
what
what
he.
role did you play in your last breakup? Why didn't he just say that?
He didn't say role. He said accountability. That's the same thing.
Right. What were you accountable in when it comes to your last relationship? What did you hold yourself accountable
Yeah.
for? Why not just say that?
So why is it hard for women to when men explain why men do things, why is it hard for y'all to say, you know what, I'm learning something and maybe I should understand men rather than trying to, because he's
No,
the one looking for a date. No, we
y'all
don't.
need to
We're not,
stop. No, y'all need to stop speaking in men code,
crazy.
right? And learn how to communicate
What?
with women.
Huh?
Slim, what's
Oh,
your
we're
take on
saying
this?
this because we
Do
really
you feel
just want
like
to
he
know
was?
this, or we're saying that because we just want to say this. And
No,
well,
that
just
because
say it then.
we don't have y'all have a connotation to when y'all hear certain words. So y'all have an emotional appeal to hearing what when just when y'all heard accountability, you're like, oh, here we go. He's trying to play a game, like he's trying to like it. No, what he said is what it said. The two women answered the question accordingly. The ones that didn't pop the balloon. That's all. He didn't say he didn't make those answers was okay. They didn't go into any detail. They just said, "Hey, I didn't know what I liked." Blase, blase, blase. Like. I don't think that he was doing anything to test these women. I think that y'all just don't. This is the whole thing that I'm talking about. Y'all don't try to understand how men operate, and then y'all try to. It's not. He's the one dating. They're the ones that have to consider this guy. So he's going to ask questions that fit his relationship style. So, Slim, what do you feel about that question? Do you feel like he was playing games, or
No, I don't
what
think
do you
you're
feel?
playing. I don't
Or
think
what do
you're
you
playing games at all. I feel that he wanted to see if they were gonna, and this is just me. I feel I he wanted to see if they were going to take any type of accountability on their past
Exactly.
relationships.
Thank you.
So, I don't have a, but I don't have a
Yes,
You
pro,
just proved
thank
my
you.
point.
but
He
I don't,
That's
wanted to see if they
but
were
I
going
don't,
to take
right,
accountability in their
but I
relationship.
don't have a problem
not
Period.
with that either because because
I'm not saying it's a problem with that. I'm talking about the fact that that's not the reasoning that that's the reason that he gave for asking the question, but he could have just asked them the question.
I don't think that's, but
so. If I actually,
the
that's
way you're,
vague. That's vague.
yeah, but
The
the way you're
context
saying
is
that,
about
Mug, is like,
relationships.
yeah, but Mug, you saying it like he's doing a trick question. I mean, he was, in my opinion, he was straightforward. And three women popped their balloon because I felt it was like, well, I don't really
The
want to say.
question was the question was this. I think y'all forgot what the question was. Why are you single? And when you answered it, so that's like me saying to Slim, Slim, why are you single? And I'm waiting for you to say, yeah, well, I kind of messed up with my ex and this, and I'm waiting for a specific answer. That's crazy.
That's what that means when you ask that question.
Yeah, but what's wrong?
That's what
What is it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's literally what that question means.
Right. So
The
I
women
don't.
didn't even want to answer the question because they didn't answer the question at all. They popped the balloon. So that's what that question means. It literally means,
The
what
question
part did
means
you
what?
play?
Why are you
How did
single?
you?
That's what
It
the
means
question
that
means.
when you say why are you single, that is a regular question that people ask each other during a process of getting to know each other to gauge what part they played on, if they are aware that they played a role and maybe if the relationship didn't work out. That's a regular ass question. That's
So
what
what
that
if
means.
somebody would have answered and said the relationship didn't work out and I just been taking time to myself? Is he
That's what
gonna
one of the
find
women
any? Hold
said.
on, I'm not done. Is he gonna find any accountability in that? Is he gonna say, okay, you've been accountable? No, he's not.
We.
No, no,
I
no,
mean, we.
So
I
full
no,
of
don't. We
shit.
because
wouldn't
if
know. We wouldn't know.
we wouldn't know. He would probably say, "Well, can you tell if can you tell me?" He would have probably. We don't really know, but that's what that means when anybody asks that question. When you say, "Why are you single?" He's talking about you. He's not talking about what somebody else did, and he's talking about you in regard of the relationship you was in. What part did you play? Why are you single?
No, that's not what he asked.
I'm telling you
Y'all
what
can
it
keep
means. I'm not
rewording. You
telling you.
listen. You can keep rewording it in your
I
man
did not
code as
reword.
much
I'm
as you
telling
want,
you what it
but that's
means.
not
I
what
don't
he
know.
asked.
No, you keep thinking I'm trying to like
No,
reword
he
what his
told me what it
statement.
means already, though. You trying to tell me
Yeah,
what it
he
means,
said
but
what I
he
said.
already
Take
told me what it
accountability.
means.
So you're saying because I'm saying role versus accountability is different. That's what
No,
they
I'm
both mean the
saying
same
that
thing.
you're giving an no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're giving an entire different reasoning for why he's asking the question and what he means by the question when he already clarified it. And it's not the same. So y'all
It
can
is the
keep,
same.
Wait, it
This is
isn't.
it's
crazy.
not.
All right.
It is Slim. I don't even. It's nuts. This
It's
is
not
nuts.
Slim.
I'm not gonna do the.
Okay.
You got it. You got it. Let's go ahead and continue. We still got part two. All right.
Man, this
Let's.
is nuts, man. How do letting these women? It is nuts.
No, you didn't. You didn't win. I don't know. I don't know if that was a win with Elmo, but no. But let's continue.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This
All
is
right, and now is
nuts.
she someone that's your type?
Yeah,
We'll be
like
having a
yeah,
recap on my
genuinely.
panel
She
tomorrow.
has a
So
great smile.
true.
Seems like she's authentic and genuine. So yeah, I would say so. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, name and age and why you ended up popping.
I'm JoJo and I'm 30. So I popped. I don't think it's a bad question, but I don't necessarily like the question either. It definitely gave me like to see like is there something wrong with me, which is why I'm single. Because I feel like that's kind of what most men get at. Because I have heard that question before. I don't think it was a bad question. It's just yeah, it was that. Otherwise, yeah.
So is he someone that is your type apart from that question?
I like his height and complexion. You look nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, when she gave that answer, I'm gonna make it quick. Again, I don't see anything wrong with him asking that question, but for her to answer it like that is saying, "Oh well, I'm perfect." Is somebody else's like? What's wrong with trying to find out? Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm not gonna say all
Well,
women.
the thing.
I'm gonna just say this. It just seems like some women don't want to self-evaluate. They're quick to tell a man he needs to go self-evaluate. He needs to go get counseling. He needs to go get therapy. But when it comes to a woman, it's like, nah, I didn't really do anything wrong. I'm good. But I'm just,
Yeah, I think that's from both sides, right? I think that I think it's a people thing. I don't think it's a gender thing. You can ask a man about his relationship, he's going to
mhm.
blame the woman. You're going to ask the woman, she's going to blame him. Everybody tells the story from when they got hurt. Nobody, I rarely,
That's not
rarely
true.
hear people. Well, I didn't cut you off. I rarely hear people. I rarely hear people. I'm not
You
saying
did
that
cut me off.
nobody does it. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying. I just chimed in and said that's not true. I'm just not cutting you off. That's just chiming in. It's not true.
Okay. So I rarely hear people tell the story in its totality, and and take accountability. It's very rare. So and this is just me. I don't represent everybody. So I think it's just a people thing. I don't think it's a gender thing. I think when people are in their feelings, they'll tell the story from their understanding.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, obviously, we don't experience ourselves. So then we don't understand what or how we're taking someone else through something or responding to something. So I just think it's more of a people thing than a gender thing. I think both sides do it.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think people that can't identify with their own problems within themselves, they can't identify with what they need to work on. I think it's hard for people to start, but most like level-headed people can take accountability and say that, I may not have liked certain things in the relationship, but I can say that maybe I got into it not knowing. I think if you're around healthier minded people, you'll get better answers. But starting from the below is like unhealthy anyway. Anecdotally, holding other people to holding that these questions to be a turnoff because of what you believe the reasoning behind it is not healthy. She just said that, well, you're trying to find a problem with me. That's not healthy. Other men have said this to me, and I think that's what they're doing. That's not healthy. Do people do things like that? Yes, but I don't think most people do that. I just think that
Well,
that's what.
assuming
Go ahead.
Well, I think also assuming women are not going to take accountability. That's why I said I think it's a behavior on both sides. I think both people do it. I think it might be more of a human thing than a gender-based thing because him even asking the question and choosing whatever way he wants to ask it was to find out because he said women don't take accountability. So obviously there's women in his life and he's dealing with traumas of women not taking accountability. So I
Wait,
think it's both sides. I
wait,
think it's fair.
Tanya. He didn't
See,
say Tanya. He didn't say women don't take accountability. He never said that.
He did. He
he
said
did not
women
say that.
struggle with taking accountability. He did. He did.
Who?
I'm not gonna go.
And I think he
Me?
actually
I'm
said
not.
black women.
Oh, you're
No,
talking
not
about.
you. I'm talking about the guy in the
He
no,
said
the guy in the
he
thing.
never said he. All right, I'm not gonna go. I'm not going back.
Did
So
you want to
this is
rewind
why
back?
this is
Did you want to
he did
rewind
No,
not.
back?
I'm not rewinding. Mm-mm.
So
He
why did
did.
he say so hold on. So why did he say he asked that question?
He didn't say
The,
women
the,
don't
the,
take accountability. He never said women. He never said
Slim,
that.
Slim, are you recording this? Are you
Yes.
recording this, Slim?
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
God, because we're gonna play this tomorrow.
Okay.
Secondly, I agree with Tanya. I think it. I think that foundationally it is a human thing, but I think that because we are two different genders, objectively that thing looks different. So I think men don't hold themselves accountable for aspects about what's important to a man in society, and women do the same thing. Women are in society. There are two versions of what men and women normally lack accountability in. So the pressures on women in society is who they are and how they present themselves. The pressures on men is what they accomplish and what they can do. So most likely men are going to overcompensate for what they have. Women are going to overcompensate for who they are. So this is why when it comes into these specific conversations about relationships, women are going to have issues with certain types of questions because it's a focal point for judgment for who she is. She just said, you're trying to find a problem with me. Most women don't like questions, especially in relationships are leading to a discovery about if they could be an issue. They automatically get defensive. So it does play a role that there is a distinction for what that lack of accountability. I agree, but it just looks different. This is where women really have a Achilles heel. That's where y'all fall short on. But that's it.
Yes, Mugga.
But why are you being so? Why are they being so obvious that you're judging me? Like I just don't understand. Like have some decorum. You know?
Okay. Let's go ahead and continue.
And now let's do
Please,
some
Oh, he
please,
volunteering.
literally.
please
While you
post
guys
this
were
tonight.
talking,
Please
I
post
actually
this to post
rewinded,
this
and he
tonight
said
so
that
I can play this.
just really quick. I just rewinded while you guys were talking, and he did say that this was to see if women will hold themselves accountable, and or offer some of vulnerability. He did say that, so you guys can play that
No, you
tomorrow
said
too.
that he said that women don't take it. See, this
He
is
did.
see.
He
Okay,
did, and that's
okay,
why he
so
asked.
Slim.
Go ahead.
Okay, Slim. We're gonna find out what Tanya said earlier because that's
Mhm.
not what you said. He said. You definitely said that he said that women don't take accountability. You just said I know what he said, and now you're saying like something completely different that he didn't say. that you referenced the first time. But I'm glad that I don't even care anymore. Now that I know you're recording, I don't care. Just play the video. I love this.
Let's go. Let's continue.
Your eyes, complexion, yeah,
Thank
seem
you.
very nice, authentic. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we do have two beautiful ladies left. Any other questions you want to ask them?
Yeah. If you had an unlimited bank account, somebody wrote you a blank check to do whatever you wanted to do with it, what would you do?
Start over here.
I would probably, because I played sports, volleyball, so I would probably do a nonprofit for, kids who don't have the ability to get to college and stuff, and kind of create something so they can have the ability to go to college, get the right funding, get the right, mentorship and
What's up,
stuff
most
like
crazy?
that. So that's what I would do for them. Really big with kids, so.
Let's go on over here. Okay, if you want to go ahead and answer his question.
I would say first off, I would take care of my family and start a business, of course, and start a business with my family as well, and significant other, of course. Yeah, kind of like keep the generational like foundation going. So.
Okay. All right. Ladies, any?
Yes, sir.
That is, look, there's no wrong answer to that. If she said, I want to go on a nigger spree, why would he be that? You just said, I'm going to give you a blank check to do whatever you want with it. Like, why the fuck would you, why do we always expect people to just go to the community and stuff? I was just saying this earlier, like with the dude earlier, Slim. Like, y'all have this, and they're both full of shit. Even if the other one is all about family, to some degree, I think that you would probably give to your family and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be mad at someone. People waste money every fucking day. The average person lives below their means. This is not something that would even make me think she's a gold digger. The fuck, you just said I would give you a blank check. What would you do with it? That nigga wouldn't do what you would think that what a person would like. What do you like? That's a dumbass question. I wouldn't even been upset if they said I'm gonna go buy me some clothes. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go on a vacation. Like, why do we expect like you? It's not like she earned the money. It was given to her.
Right.
When you earn something, yeah, you're gonna want to do something more responsible. That's the goal. Obviously, you would want to have something to show for it. But when you say I'm gonna give you a blank check, I wouldn't be mad at her. Oh, I'm gonna go to the mall. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna buy my family a house. I'm gonna do something ignorant. Like, there's no wrong answer. If men are going to look at this question as a good question to gauge whether a woman, most people aren't good with money. That's just a fact. So I wouldn't be, this is not one of those questions where I would even judge a woman on it. Like, it's just a weird question.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and continue. We almost going to get to part 2.
Ladies, any questions for him?
Do you have? Oh, hold on. Sorry. Do you have children?
I do not.
Okay. All right, that was.
Okay. Any questions over here?
Do you like to have fun? Like,
do.
are you spontaneous?
Absolutely.
Do you like to go outside?
That's the only
go
reason
to the
I'm here.
beach at night or something? Like,
I love long walks on the beach.
I said at night.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just, I'm a fun person. Okay.
All right. Okay, we'll be back for you then. Okay, why did we end up popping?
I ended up popping my balloon just because the connection. I did want to actually get to hear you and know more stuff, but at the end, I just wasn't feeling the connection at the end of it. But very handsome, and you got yourself going.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's go on down here.
Are you a family person? Like,
Absolutely.
do you like to go to other people, like your significant other's family? And are you actually, do you interact, or you just sit there? And
I'm the uncle with the slides on at the barbecue.
Okay. Okay.
She says, "Say less." Okay, let me bring you on up. Come on.
Brothers, I just wanted to say, y'all remember what she asked, because that is going to be, because part 2 is going to be is going to fall into that, why she asked that question. But go ahead, Taya.
So I think it's I kind of felt a little because I'm close to my family too, but eh, like it's not his responsibility to take care of your family in a sense, or be like, when people ask that question, I feel like, and I'm
Mhm.
guilty of this, so that's why I'm speaking up. I feel like they want to make sure it's okay for them to do some unhealthy things with their family. Like, some people pay their family bills, some people are over their family are overly involved in their life. They make too many decisions, based on what their family thinks. And I kind of think that's a little selfish. And I had to learn that myself, but I think
Mhm.
that's a little selfish for the other person coming in. And so the fact that she stressed this, and then we find out where their first date was at, her family cookout. I think that's a lot for someone that you're just getting to know.
It
You
was
know
at
what I
her
mean?
family's cookout.
It
They
was.
did.
And so it's like, and I'm telling you that I could be guilty of this too, but I kind of waffle back and forth with her constantly stressing that, and that would be a red flag for me. Like, if a guy asks me, "Are you into the family thing? Are you?" It would make me be like, "Damn, his family might be a little too overly involved in our relationship." It might come to a point where that could be a red flag. So,
When did you discover this as being a red flag? You personally, Tanya.
well, it took relationships to realize that.
When was the last time? When? Like when? Like what year? I'm joking.
All right. So we all
I'm
know
fucking
who.
with you, Tanya.
So we all know who he
I
chooses,
plead the
right?
fifth.
So y'all know that he chooses this young lady here.
He chooses the
Um,
one that chick right there. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
he
I didn't
chooses
know
her
that.
with the yeah.
I
So
thought
Yeah,
it was
she's
she was that
beautiful.
chick. Yeah,
and I
she's the
could be
she's the
wrong.
Well,
pretty one.
nobody else's balloons are
Yeah,
popped.
I believe she's mixed race. I believe she had.
She's the,
I think she's Spanish too, along with being black. But just remember the fact that she
and
says.
I will say, I thought that.
I was just going to
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
just remember the fact that she said something about family because that's going to tie into part two. But go ahead, Tanya, because I'm about to set it off to the
And
next
what
one.
threw me off too, I mean, I also thought she was